Mark is a client of ours. We put a roof on for him last year. The lead came in, got assigned to me. Mark lives just right up around the corner from our office, actually. And he called because he'd been notified by another contractor that he had hail damage on the home. And so another contractor comes, knocks on the door, and says, hey, you have hail damage. I'd like for you to sign this contract so I can go work with your insurance company. And Mark, being the intelligent person that he is, said, hey, before I sign anything, I'm having another conversation with somebody, right? Like I don't want to just sign something, especially with a contractor that's not from the area. I'm not just gonna go sign a piece of paper, right? That gentleman was a little pushy with him and really made him very uncomfortable and made him very concerned about the home. He knew he had some problems. There's some water coming in the garage area. You know, it's often that we manifest water inside the home underneath valleys first, or you know, at known penetration points first. In addition to that, there was hail damage. Insurance had covered that damage. So I got there, did a roof inspection, looked at his insurance paperwork, and I identified a couple things that insurance wasn't covering that should have been covering. Not because they did anything wrong, but they just don't put roofs on every day. They may look at a job a little different than somebody who's installing the roof and has to apply a 5-year workmanship warranty to all the work they do whenever they're done. I'm looking at it from a perspective of, it's not just, can I put the roof on for what the insurance is saying? It's, can I put a roof on correctly with the correct flashing, the correct ice and water, the correct code requirements? Can I do it correctly with what the insurance is allowing for? And if I can't, then I need to go back to the insurance and have that conversation with them. And I talked to Mark, and he said, hey, I want to change the color of my gutters. And he said, before I make any decisions, I want to sit down, you, myself, and my wife, and I want to have a conversation. So I came back a couple days later in the evening, sat down with both of them, and I went through exactly what is on the insurance, on that insurance document, that estimate, if you will, from the insurance. And I lined out for them what they were paying for. I lined out for them what things that they were paying for I would not do, like some interior repairs. You know, just very transparent with them. I did everything I could to make sure that they were both confident and comfortable in what it was that they were getting ready to do. And lastly, I pointed out things that insurance was not covering, nor should they have covered, because there was no damage, right? Specifically, there was downspouts on the rear of the home that had no damage on them from a storm. But if I'm going to replace all the gutters, I need to replace those downspouts, especially if I'm changing colors of my gutters. Always, it's not going to look good when I'm done. We had that very transparent conversation up front with them, talked to them how the money would work, how they would get the money from insurance, what they would do with it, how they get it to me, and ultimately we signed an insurance agreement right there. You know, they were very comfortable, picked out all their colors, we signed it, had that roof on in about, I don't know, about 3 weeks. At the end of it, again, I go back, sit down and talk to Mark, and I say, hey, anything we could have done better or different for you? And he said, absolutely not. He goes, I appreciate the time you took to make sure I understood what my policy covered. I understood what things I was going to pay out of pocket. I understood how my deductible was applied. And I understood what monies you were not going to charge me for that insurance was paying out. And since that day, Mark has referred multiple people to us, right? Like he got a great product. It cost him the same amount working with me that it would have somebody else. The difference was, I'm willing to go back to the insurance company and say, hey, I need you to cover these things from a code or manufacturer requirement standpoint, whatever it is, that are not in this initial estimate from you, not because you did something wrong, but just because you missed it, right? I'm willing to have that conversation with the homeowner. And I'm not talking just sitting at the back of the truck and saying, yeah, it's great, I'll take care of you. I'm just talking, sit down in your home and have a conversation. If they're not willing to take that time, they're probably not somebody you want putting a roof on for you.